listening to the Punisher Waterfowls, the Union 0430 podcast, brought to you by Real Geese Decoys, the most technological advanced silhouette decoys on the market, and Vortex Canada, the force of optics.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo, everybody. Happy New Year, episode 77 of the Union 0430. We've been away for, like Phil just said, it seems like it's been a month. I don't think it's been a month, but it's close to. It's got to be 2 or 3 weeks for sure since we've done a show. So I definitely needed to break to recharge the batteries. And it is so good to see the boys and get yous all back here and to see your beautiful, warm, shiny faces. Dave still can't grow a beard, but we're not judging. Boys, it is awesome to see yous all and to get back into it. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. To everybody that's been messaging us, wondering when the next episode is going to come out. Thank you for having some patience. Dave, I even seen a guy on the Real Geese fan page say, am I missing something? How come the Punisher boys haven't put out an episode lately? So that warms the cockles of my heart to know that people are wondering where we are. I'm pretty sure they were concerned for our overall safety.
Well, they remembered, they knew it was episode 77. And you know what 77 is better than, right? 69. You get 8 more. You don't remember that from fucking episode 69? I've been waiting for episode 77.
Oh, God.
Yeah, look at Mark's cup. Shut the fuck up.
Good
Boys,
Lord.
it is great to see us. Really, really great to see us. So let's dive into it. The end of the season, like season's over here. Well, Geese is over already. I think it's only Sunday gun hunting places where there's no Sunday gun hunting. They're still hunting geese until the weekend, right?
And ducks.
But ducks ends for us on the 8th, but I'm done now. Everything is freezing up pretty good here now, so we won't be able to get out.
I might be going for a drive tomorrow.
Ooh, going for a little scouty scout?
Yeah, I'm gonna go for isolating the old F1 shitty, and might find some mallards.
I'm really enjoying seeing all these Facebook groups and people saying, like, can someone explain to me when duck and goose season ends?
Oh my God, boy.
Like, I can't see it on there. Well, you see the map and you kind of know where you live, and it'll be numbered 1 to 4.
I
and then go down a little bit more.
When you bought your stamp, a big piece of paper.
There should be like a reading test, right? Here's your stamp. Here's a reading test.
Here, you need these more than I do.
Hey, oh, Mark,
you can see this
right
here, right there. I don't know if that shows up.
No, it does not.
It's an app called Smart Out.
I see Netflix.
It's an app.
I seen Pornhub.
It's an app that's not there. Called Smart Out. And when you go on Smart Out on the app, you tap on hunting and it's WMU map. And you can go find where you live. For example, we'll find Phil over in Keswick. Whatever. You tap on the area. Ridge. You tap on the area and it says, click to see seasons. And you go in there. And you can click on geese, Canada geese and cackling geese. You click on that. September 1st to December 16th. It's that simple. Get the goddamn app, you fucking idiots.
December 16th.
If you can download apps.
Should have been like the 27th or something. 29.
Depends on the area you're in, right?
Keswick's 1, isn't it? Or...
So I went. So just this works out great because the other day I checked out iHunter. Right on the app store, and I was just because I've never looked at iHunter, so I checked it out, and then it was like for the map of Ontario it was like $5, and I'm like, fuck, $5. And I could get every regular, so bear, deer, all the small game and waterfowl regs and all the WMUs, everything for $5. Fuck, if Trish makes me go to Starbucks, I spend more than that on one of those Frappa Mocha fuck you coffees. $5, easy money. And I got everything right on my phone. What?
Smart
Go
out
ahead,
is
Phil.
free.
Go on Google, search Ontario M&R, go on there for free,
Yeah.
and the regs are on there too.
Do we have to go through a share screen for this?
Or
Well-
you can go to your local sporting goods store,
Yeah.
and they'll have stacks of these little. It's called a booklet. It's commonly made from paper, and those are free 99.
Yeah, free 99. No, it's awesome.
$3.99.
Yeah, no, we were talking the other day. Me and the boys that I was hunting with, and we were like the 8th of January is the end of ducks, right? And we were just like, we were doing a confirmation between the three of us, right? The 8th of January is the end of ducks. Yeah, yeah. But then someone said, somebody is saying that. So somebody within the Facebook world actually put a post out, said, no, the end of ducks is the 9th of January. The M&R screwed up and it's the wrong date on the regulations. And I'm like, well, I'm going to take what's written on my regulations as gospel, and dickweed that come up with this. No, they screwed it up. And it's actually that I don't think that would hold up in court when I'm trying to keep my truck and my gun and save the money.
And first off, the M&R doesn't control the waterfowl seasons.
No, that's federal, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean.
Yes.
One thing I did see, I know we're not deer
I
hunters
love
here.
that cup. I love that cup.
They're making it so if you don't report your tags for like turkey and deer, it's now a $25 fine, and it'll be tacked on to the next time you try and get the tag. So anyone that's watching this episode, if you're watching it Monday, you still have time. Report your deer tags.
The 14th of Jan, I think, is when they've got to be in.
I did mine, hunted 2 days, saw fuck all.
Yeah, same with me.
They send you like
Drank.
3 reminders.
Yeah.
Two or three reminders. And if you own one of these things, it has a calendar.
Yes.
You put it in your damn calendar the day before it's expired, and then they'll send you 3 bloody reminders.
Ironically, I had forgotten, and then I got an email last week. It was like a week ago. I got an email, hey, you need to do your reporting. And I'm like, hey, my license is expire in like 4 days. $176 later.
Yeah. But I don't understand why people aren't doing it. It's the same with the turkey report, right? Like for the deer, like it was 4 questions. What WMU did you hunt in? How many days did you hunt? Did you see a wolf or a coyote? Did you see any deer? Or did you use your tag?
That's like 5 questions or something.
Yeah, 5 fucking questions.
But it's the
Mind
same
you,
with
that's pretty advanced for some people.
Yeah. Why aren't people, going out and getting a job? Why aren't like there's all kinds of the same, like
fair.
Why work when the government pays me to stay home?
Yeah.
Don't knock our listeners, Dave.
I'm just
no.
It's the same, and it's like the procrastination, right? It's people going, they get the first email and they're like, I probably should do this, but I don't want to get up and go to my computer and log in and do all that. This next episode of Cobra Kai on Netflix is just awesome, right? Like Yellowstone, whatever the fuck. So it's just people are fucking lazy.
Just remember, procrastination's like masturbation.
How so?
Seems like a good idea at the beginning, but in the end, you're just fucking yourself.
I see what you did there. Maybe I think it's maybe the execution.
Yeah. All right. Listen, again, I'm hearing stories of people waking up just before it's time to go hunting and showing up to a site and getting mad because somebody's at their site do you think that you own a blind or an area and you can just waltz in at any time? Like, I don't, like, it's public land, right? So if you're not there early enough to get your spot, like, you can't get mad at the guy that got up early and got in there. Like, the place that we've been hunting the last week or so, we're at the launch at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning to make sure that we actually get the spot.
Hey, like Ricky Bobby says, if you're not first, you're last.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, what about if you are that guy that's there first? Can you be mad if the other guy shows up and sets up 100 yards from you?
100 yards, yeah.
Fucking right.
Yeah.
That's
Fucking
bullshit.
right, you should.
That's
Yeah,
pushing
well,
it.
that's a safety concern then. Not only is it a
100%.
douchebag move, but it's also a safety concern.
But it's public land. So you shoot to the left, he shoots to the right. I'm just,
Yeah, I know.
I don't agree with it. I almost beat the shit out of a guy because he was 50 yards in front of me in my shooting lane. We were there for an hour and he shows up. I just want to say thank you, Drew Galloway, for stopping me.
Drew's a good man.
Yeah, Drew is a good man.
Oh.
You're right.
You could tell he was pissed too, but when he saw how mad I was, he's just like, no, it's okay, Dave. It's okay. And he's mad trying to calm me down.
That's funny, eh? He's mad, but he's not as mad as you.
You haven't seen me on the river steelheading.
What's the fishing's different?
What the fuck are you doing, Phil?
Cleaning my fucking camera gear.
Which filter's that?
No, it's just like the UV for my 24 to 105.
My 24 to 105. Yeah. So
Hey, and listen here,
shallow and pedantic.
You're just jealous his lenses are bigger than yours.
Right?
Yeah.
And I take nicer photos.
Oh, you definitely take nicer photos.
Speaking of which,
100%.
I have a little holdback. I actually have one more photo for you.
Oh,
But you gotta
learned. He doesn't give them to you until he's ready for you to post it.
Or
and
he
gotta
puts
give him
in bold
explicit
letters.
fucking directions.
Yeah, Damien, do not post this picture until I tell you.
This is a sample.
Yeah.
Like there's no sex in the champagne room. Like, fuck.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Boys, I gotta make this. I gotta admit this, and we are really, really lucky, and I'm embarrassed. So we went out hunting on Monday. So we were taking my boat. My truck was in the shop. So Brendan Veerman had to swing by my place, pick me up, pick up my boat to drive to where the boat launch was. And I was amped up. I was excited because it was going to be a north wind. It was going to be cold. I was just amped up. I got the boat all ready, kept the boat inside in the garage all night to make sure it was good to go. The next morning, come down, Brendan's there, fire the boat up. I'm like, yeah, boat's working. Everything's good. No issues. Hook it up. Let's go. Get down to the boat launch. Boat won't turn over. Battery's dead. Just like that. It was minus 22, right? So minus 22 Celsius, minus 8 Fahrenheit. So it got pretty cold, killed the battery. The battery's, it's obviously a weak battery, right? That it got. But anyways, so charged it up. We boosted it, got the motor going. We let it run idle for a long time. Got down into the water. The boat launch is all ice. Get the boat turned around, start to putter out, and boat dies on us again. Click, 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 click. Battery's dead. Nothing. Me with no paddle in the boat. My safety gear. It's all over there in the corner. Forgot to put it in the boat. I had to use my fucking gun and its gun case, and Jason Sear had to use a chair to now luckily we were only about 30-40 feet off the launch, and I remember Jason looking at me. He was like, "Oh, well, it's not a big deal. It's better it happened here." He's like, "Where's your paddle?" And I'm like, "I don't have a paddle." And he just, sometimes people don't need to say anything. They just look at you. Yeah. Well, that was that look. Jason just looked at me as if to say, fucking amateur am I dealing with here? Like, no.
What are you, spare parts?
Yeah, big time, man. I tell you what, and if the whole day, all I thought about was if we would have went out and we were out on Lake Ontario. So, and I'll say it, we were out on Lake Ontario. We had a little bit of wind. It was colder than a witch's tit. If that would have happened out in the middle of Lake Ontario, we would have had to fucking made a call to search and rescue. And that would have been super, super embarrassing. Super embarrassing. So, fellas, ladies, please, I'm going to have to get a whiteboard and put it by the garage door of things I need to make sure that I've got before I actually leave. Because I totally, no push pull, no nothing.
See, that's where I always had a rule. Like, if my boat, when I get to that boat launch, if it doesn't start up nicely, then, or if it doesn't start and I have to boost it,
yeah,
I'm not going out. It's not like when you're on your motorbike where you stop at a gas station, you go, shit, the battery is fried. I'll get someone to boost me again. There might not be anyone out there to boost you. So
yeah.
And you ain't finding jumper cables in the middle of a lake.
No.
But I just want to, Damien, do you know what I have in my 18.5-foot boat?
Do you have one of those little tiny?
No, I got 2 paddles.
Well, it's an 18.5-foot boat.
I got one for the left, one for the right, side by each.
You're so smart.
Right? Not just another handsome man.
So anyways, and the reason why I brought it up is because I have the gear. It's 99.9% of the time in the boat. But this one time I just, man.
Shit the bed.
Yeah, big time. Shit the bed, big time. And really got lucky that it didn't turn out a lot worse than what it did. So Jason Sear to the rescue. He drove home, picked up his boat, came. We took our boat back took my boat back to my place and got in Jason's boat and off we go, which is an absolutely gorgeous boat, by the way.
Yeah. No offense, Damien, but I'm kind of wondering why Jason's boat was left on the sideline to begin with, because that thing is
right.
So I was wondering the same thing, and I'll tell you now, and Jason will laugh when he's listening to this. The last, I would say, 3-4 weeks that he's planned or had anything to do with scheduling the hunt, it has just went south for him. And the other day he just said, you guys tell me where to be and I'm not having nothing to do with planning anymore. I'm just gonna, hey, Jason, show up here at this time and I'll be there. And so that's why his boat wasn't used in the first place. And it's such a nice boat. So I asked him the other day, I was like, if you don't mind me asking, I won't say the number, but I'm like, how much did you pay for your rig? Because I was like, it's such a sick boat and a nice new motor and everything. A lot of money. So I was like, oh, well, I can just put that idea right in the trash can because I will not be buying that rig. I can promise you that.
Now, if Prodigy is looking to sponsor a podcast.
But in fairness, though, that's Jay's hobby, though, right?
Oh, yeah. Well,
so you might as well get something nice, beat the piss out of it for the rest of your life and enjoy it.
Well, and I know we're talking a lot about Jason here, and there's a lot of people that don't know him, but if you knew him, he is such a, I don't know, oh, well, fuck, he's like Merc, right? They're just very anal and everything's got to be perfect and stuff. And he's been, I don't know, this is his 4th boat and he's finally found one that he's happy with. And it's this one now, right? So you want to know what's fun? not caring, just wanting to go hunt, and you got Mark and Jason in the boat with you, and the two of them fucking not arguing, but bantering back and forth on what they should do. And I'm just like, I don't care, boys. Just let's just put some decoys out and let's shoot some birds. I really don't care. But those two,
the only thing that sucks about going hunting in Jason's boat is when you get back to the boat launch and there's 15 other hunters there, and they're all like, oh, I gotta see this thing, and you're stuck at the boat launch for an hour, like showing guys one at a time. Like, it is a beauty boat, and
it is.
Oh boy,
it is.
Yeah.
It is. Boys, I really, we've been going on and on all over the place so far, but I really did want to get into somewhat of a recap of the season. And between the four of us, like, we've all had very different seasons, right? Like, Mark, you were away for a bit. Phil, you've done a bit. Dave, you were like the last 2 months. You were like saving the world from nuclear fucking apocalypse and not ensuring nobody pushed the red button. And you didn't even get out. And then there wasn't a whole ton of birds around at the beginning of the season.
I think September, October, I hunted more than, like, on the kayaks. I think I went out more mornings than most people went out all season.
Right.
But it was such a shitty. But I ended up taking out a lot of new hunters, to the point that one of the guys that I took out, he's never been duck hunting before, loved it so much he went and got a puppy for Christmas for himself for duck hunting. So there you go. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes for next season. So
that's cool.
But yeah, like, as soon as deer hunting ended, it just, I had no time. I haven't been out since deer hunting in November ended.
Wow.
So it's been a long 2 months.
Mark, you did manage to get down to Nova Scotia and do some hunting down in Nova Scotia, right?
I did, and it was not what was expected.
Right.
Normally the year we go to is filled with ducks, and this year it wasn't. But also, contrary to how that area operates, there was geese around. So we got in a few goose hunts and had a bit of success at that. So that was all right. Yeah. I love shooting geese and eating geese. I'm like Damien.
Yeah. You know what? It's not that I don't like shooting them or eating them. It's I don't know. I just love duck hunting more. I really do love just hunting, and not divers either. Like, I'll go on a goose hunt before I'll go on a diver hunt. Like, divers don't do it for me whatsoever.
If you've ever eaten a canvasback,
no, I have not.
You'll change that train of thought. Trust me.
Yeah, no, I haven't. I have not ever eaten a canvasback.
Better than mallards.
Really, eh?
Yeah. But I wouldn't fucking hesitate. Like,
was it you that told me, Phil, like, canvasback? That's why it's called the King, because back in the day when they were actually selling ducks in the markets and stuff like that, it was the King. Like, that's what everybody wanted, was the canvasback.
And the old wives' tale. Like, I don't know the legitimacy of it to it. Like, it's probably true. I don't know, but like, these ducks would be dropped off in canvas bags, and you drop off the ducks in said bag, and you would want your canvas back, and that's how the name came about. That's the story. But right, mind exploded.
Hey, not just a pretty face, ladies and gentlemen.
SMRT. There's our token Simpsons reference for the episode.
No, I haven't eaten canvasback, but I have heard that they're good. But anyways, Mark, sorry, we sort of jumped on, got off track there. What about Dougie? Did Dougie get all horny when he was into the geese there? Did he get all excited?
Doug didn't actually get out with us.
Oh,
he dropped by with coffee.
Okay,
which is the normal.
Yeah.
I don't know how many hunts I've done down there where he didn't stop in with coffee if he wasn't with us. So that's I usually know if he's not out with us, he's usually bringing coffee, which is much appreciated at around 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah, no doubt. What about you, Philly? Like, how was your season?
This was a very estranged season by far, at least in my books. So a lot of my fields, I got to hunt once. Like, mind you, one of my fields is wheat, so I'll be able to revisit that come late season because there's no Sunday gun hunting. But like a couple of my other primary fields, hunted this one once, tilled. Hunted this one once, tilled. And like you can't get into these fields when they're tilled. And there's another field that I hunt where I'm fortunate, like regardless of the weather conditions, whether it's tilled, not tilled, if it's soupy as fuck, if it's wheat, whatever, I can always get into that field and hunt it. And I got one banger hunt out of it, and another like so hunt. Like I took two friends out, and I didn't even bother shouldering the gun that day. Like the hunt was for them. I'm like, I don't need geese.
Yeah.
But like I think honestly this season, hands down, I shot by far more mallards this season than I did geese, which is unheard of, especially like at least like for my area.
Yeah, for your area, big time.
I don't see piles and piles of ducks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is. It's just, one of those anomalies, but like, geese, and I go do a field shoot and be nothing to see 1,000, 2,000 birds, like no big deal. But this one particular spot that I've got, like it was like right thick with greenheads. And like my dad and I, we went out and smashed limits. I got a band out of this same spot. Like it was good for a couple hunts. I got to go out with some some new people this year and hunt with them, and had some decent hunts, and got to test out some new toys and this and that. And
I seen you and Stoner were on one just last week, right? Was that last week? Yeah, that looked like a good. That was down in his neck of the woods.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
Undisclosed location.
Yeah,
but that was I was invited out by a third party, and we had a reasonable hunt. It was okay. It was new scenery.
Yeah.
I got some pictures.
Yeah.
Some content. Mm-hmm. And it was just a good time overall.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I listened to so I think the consensus, at least here in Ontario, and I think I don't know, at least for Ontario, because I really can't speak for out west or out east. Just hearsay, really. But it was a weird season, right? Like birds didn't seem to be moving. We weren't getting that cold front early like we normally do. Weren't seeing birds push. So today I was listening to Billy Campbell and Dennis Lozier there of Dr. Duck. I listened to their latest podcast today. And so that podcast was recorded on the 28th of December. And they said, as of that day, the 28th of December, there was still no snow in the Dakotas. So they're in Texas, and they're talking about how, fellas, now they're on the road and they're hunting all over the place, right? So they're finding birds. They got to do a little harder work to get to them. But the fellas especially in East Texas, they were talking about, like, they're not seeing the birds. They're not seeing the birds yet. And then they said, listen, like up in the Dakotas haven't even gotten snow yet. The birds still got all their food. There's no need for them to come south. That the cold weather isn't there, and there's still lots of food on the ground. So the birds are just holding up. So I would suspect, much like what we had happen here in this area in Eastern Ontario, we had a fairly good end of season, late season, and I would suspect that's what's going to end up happening. I know Bobby Hayes and the boys in Kansas. I hadn't heard from Bobby in a week and a half, and he messaged me the other day, and he was like, "Man, we've been just crazy." So like, birds are just getting to him now. He was like, "It's been nuts." He said, "We've been just going flat out every day."
We haven't had the weather.
No.
So like everything's hanging out up here. Like we haven't had like that stupid cold weather to like force them out. Like, well, the birds that would leave.
It's raining here today. It's still raining right now.
Yeah. Like it was low singles here today. Like we had kind of like rain, wet snow,
like slop snow.
Yeah, just sloppy seconds sort of shit falling today.
Yeah. So it's totally weird. Dave, I wanted to ask you, did I see you put a post that our good friend Jeff Coates has his own podcast?
Yes, sir. Jeff Coates. The Pit Boss Podcast.
The Pit Boss Podcast. That
I would,
sneaky little devil. I talk to that dude every day.
I'd like to think that we had a little bit of influence on him wanting to do such a thing.
Oh,
You know,
we won't ask him, but we'll just assume that we did. Let's just chalk it up that, hey, everybody, if you're listening to the Pit Boss Waterfowl podcasts and you enjoy it, you can thank us because it's because of us. But don't tell Jeff we said that. Don't say that we said that. That's
and
just
Jeff
between
won't watch
us.
listen to this or watch this.
No, Jeff doesn't listen to this. He watches every one. He watches every episode.
Hey,
so,
God
hey,
bless
Jeff, he'll be back on here real soon. Actually, we're trying to figure out some details for next year because I'm going to Maryland and I'm going shooting at the world's biggest duck boat. I don't care.
So speaking of that,
Yep.
I'm not going down east at all next year.
Oh no.
So I want to do other things other than going back to Newfoundland or Nova Scotia because I do that all the time.
Yep.
And like in the last year, I've gone to Nova Scotia 3 times and Newfoundland twice.
Yeah.
So this year coming up, I'm not.
Okay.
So I'm open for Maryland.
Sweet. I'll give you the dates. I don't know what they are off the top of my head, but I've already talked to Jeff and I've told him the dates that I want to come down because there's a waterfowl expo that's happening. I want to go to the waterfowl expo and then do a couple days hunting with them. So, and it's all focused, it's all centric on this waterfowl festival. So I have the dates. I'll let you know what they are. And we'll let Jeff know how many of us are coming, but I'm going regardless. I'm actually thinking about stopping in here real soon because Lander is heading to South Carolina the end of January, and I may go down for a week or so to hang out with training, and I might stop into Jeff's on the way, either on the way down to South Carolina or on the way back up, either or. But I think I'm going to head down.
Bird dog home.
I think that's a nice segue to our plug for Dear Bird Dog. Please become available in Canada soon.
Bring the dog.
Bring the dog. There you go. So yeah, so I'll get those dates to you, Mark, buddy, and we'll start planning something with Jeff and get out. But I think he's even had like a weird season.
Seen that? Yeah, he has said it's been weird. But he still puts up lots of videos of him shooting birds. So
yeah, well, or lots of videos of birds being shot at.
Well, yeah.
I've seen some misses.
Oh, buddy, where were we? I can't. You know what? I can't hit a goose, or I shouldn't say I can't hit. I can hit the geese. I haven't been killing geese this year. Like I've done a couple goose hunts, and I know I'm hitting them.
Well, let me tell you, I cleaned one of your fucking birds and you hit it.
Okay, yeah. There is the sun shines on a dog's ass every once in a while, right? There is.
Hey, even a blind squirrel finds a fucking nut.
Buddy, even the other day we were over on Wolf Island and I'm shooting and I'm like, and the boys were actually, it got to the point where the boys are now making fun of me, right? Did you get that one, Damien? No. Okay, that's okay, buddy. Next time. And I'm like, oh man, and then we needed one bird for the limit, right? For the
Don't let Damien shoot.
Oh,
so one bird.
Damien shoot.
Yeah. So who's going to shoot the last bird for the limit? All three of them. Damien shoot it. And I'm like, oh, awesome. Yeah. Nothing like putting the pressure on me, right? So, anyways, this two geese come into the spread. Two geese come into the spread, and buddy, I'm going to tell you, there was an easy 10 seconds of me lining up this shot before I pulled the trigger. I'm telling you, I did not rush that shot because I would never have heard the end of it if I missed.
Oh,
and you missed too, didn't you?
No.
Good for you, buddy.
It was like the day I took my dad out. Like we're down, we got 11 birds. I'm like, all right, Dad, like you've got the last one, like, and the birds were coming steady. And I'm like, I'm not going to call this. I'm like, the birds come in, You pick one, you shoot it like at your leisure. This is all you. I don't know, 6, 7 come in, 3 or 4 drop, a couple kind of petered off, and like I'm looking out there, and there's a black duck. Dad goes to water swat the black duck, and he missed.
Oh,
And of course, all the birds jump up when you end up smoking a greenhead. But I'm like, that was a black duck, Dad. You missed the black duck. It was sitting on the water, dead fucking still, 20 yards.
Have we ever discussed water swatting?
But how many times? Well, before we get to the water swatting, Dave,
No.
how many times have we seen, and it may have happened to myself, where there's a goose out in the field and you chase it down, it finally stops running, so you get up to shoot it while you're chasing around in the field because it's a cripple and you don't have a dog, and the shot gets missed on a standing bird at 20 yards. It happens, like, and then everybody sees it and laughs, so it's good that it happens, but
What?
you know.
One of our biggest supporters got a nickname from that. Remember that?
wow.
I won't say his real name,
Triple
but our
threat?
friend Triple Threat. I'm
Well-
gonna shoot you 3 times as a term.
Well, old Triple Threat listens to the show every week too. So as he's usually driving from home into work, so I'm guessing he's probably chuckling right now, and
he's
we'll
a
get a
loyal
message.
supporter,
oh yeah,
and we love you dearly, Triple.
100%.
Me and you were on that hunt with him, Dave.
Yeah. You know what? I was looking through, I found my old GoPro that I thought I lost, and I opened it up and I got the video on that from that hunt.
Oh.
There was some funny stuff happened in that hunt. So yeah, it was a good one. But no, a couple things about water swatting. Like, I don't know if we've talked about it or not, but like, it happens. Like, if you have an injured bird and you have to water swat it, do you guys know where to aim when you water swat? Like, do you aim at the head, or like, I always tell people, if there's an injured bird and you're going to water swat it, where that bird is, like where the bird meets that water line is where I tell them to shoot at it. Right.
I usually shoot a little bit before it.
Yeah. So I just wasn't sure if people knew that or not, because the first time, like, people are so used to, okay, you got to shoot them in the head. Well, then when you go to water swat the cripple and you're shooting over top of its head, like, no, tone her down, buddy.
Oh, buddy, what was the feed I read? Oh, sorry, Mark, were you going to say something, buddy? I jumped in on you.
If it's a teal at less than 10 yards, you might want to be careful on where you shoot.
Yeah.
So there's a local guy to me, or somewhat close to me. Anyways, I'm trying to remember exactly how the feed went, or how the thread went. He was talking about, so he had plucked his ducks, right? So he had full ducks, he had plucked them, and he's shooting number 4 shot, which is the same shot that I use. Anyways, and he's like, I think his caption was, I love shooting number 4. It works so well for me, but there's a lot of pellets that get into birds, right? And that was what he was saying. And you could see where he had plucked his ducks, right? And he was just saying, like, I love shooting number 4s. It's awesome, but I hate getting all these pellets. Buddy, you would not believe the amount of fucking sharpshooters that chimed in saying, that's why you only do headshots. And I'm like, who the fuck are you guys? Now, this guy's he's a straight up killer too, right? Like, he kills birds and kills lots of birds. And he's just like, he's not asking anybody's opinion. He's just stating, I love shooting number 4s. They work for me, but it just sucks because I get a lot of pellets in my birds, right? And then fellas, that's why you got to do headshots, only headshots. I'm like, sort of like that wing nut that's shooting the geese at 95 yards too.
Hey, Phil, school's not in session right now.
Yeah.
You can just,
you can just jump in, buddy.
There's a raise your hand option.
Yeah, but like the world can't see that. Mind you, the podcast listeners can't see me raise my hand either because they're listening, not watching.
That's
but
right.
whatever. But I do believe I paid witness to someone completely pillowcasing a goose And on
Yeah.
said same hunt, someone decapitated a goose. No pellets in that meat.
No, but now
That was
So-
dumb luck.
the-
Hey,
Like,
the
I've
goose
legit-
is
not
dead.
so much. Not so much
I've
that
lived-
it was dumb luck, Philly. It
100%.
was, but it was, you know, you shot and you took the head off the goose. But
Yeah.
you're not going to stand up in front of somebody and go, I only shoot headshots. Like you're not going to say that.
Like, in fairness, like I shoot them in the feet so they can't run away. Like,
Like I don't understand why people gotta fucking pretend to be these amazing shots or these amazing hunters. Like, who are you trying to fucking impress?
like if it's a dead passing shot, like complete and utter, like perpendicular, I had to think about that for a second. Like obviously I try to get out ahead of the bird and obviously, you know, shoot him in the beak, right? But like if you got birds coming straight at you, or like, you know, if you're hunting small water and they're, you know, raining from the clouds, like you're gonna put pellets in the breast. I don't care who the hell you are, unless you're shooting with a
Right there.
22.
Yeah.
Unless you're shooting with a 22, you're gonna put pellets in the breast.
Where
I
the
just-
neck meets the
Obviously, it's a
body.
lot easier with geese because they got, you know, like a foot long neck on them. You can get out ahead and get them, you know, get pellets in the head and neck. But like, I don't care who you are, you're gonna put pellets in.
Did I send you the guys that video of the YouTube video where they're hunting ducks with a 22 250?
Oh,
Like wherever it is, it's legal, and they're like
Russia.
you see
Russia.
through the scope, and it's just like poof, like what the
Yeah.
fuck is going on?
shooting fucking 50 cal at it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've watched every duck hunting video on YouTube, and it's
But
this one just kind
again,
of
like-
Watch a
So-
lot more than duck hunting videos, Dave.
There's some
Yeah.
there's some
and
great
that's not
firewood
on
videos.
YouTube. That's on the dark web, buds.
yeah.
But like if you're going on these social media sites and you're making these claims like, well, I'm shooting them at 95 yards, or I'm this and I'm only do headshots. Who the fuck do you think you're fooling? Like anybody that spent more than a week out hunting knows that you're bullshit. Like it
Yeah.
just doesn't fucking work. Like, yes, you'll get lucky every once in a while. Like I've seen some fellas this year make some unbelievable shots. Like just I seen Merck, like, hey Phil, do like that fucking barrel roll out of his blind that day behind his
Yep.
back and shot a goose. I'm like, oh.
Blindfolded
I'm like, yeah, 4. I'm like,
with
that was
with his foot,
I'm like, that's fucking retarded. Like, what a crazy fucking
Yeah.
shot.
and it was uphill both ways.
And, the
and
goose is wearing
those
bulletproof
happen,
vest.
right? Like you will get those times when you can just pull off these crazy shots. But who are you trying to impress?
Like,
Well,
yeah,
I was
it's all
trying to
but-
impress you and Phil.
Well, you don't need to try to impress us, buddy. We are already impressed.
it's
by you.
it's all fine and dandy dropping birds at like 50, 60, 200 yards, whatever the fuck you do. Like, and I've said this time and time again, like, I want to shoot birds 15, 20 yards, landing gear down in the face.
Yeah.
Like, I want my hide, my scouting, my location, my decoy placement to do the work. The gun is the final ticket, in my opinion. It is the final ticket in the whole ramp. Like, I want to suck those birds in as close as possible. Because like if you get like a Mondo flock come in, you could obviously, if you know how to shoot, you can triple.
Yep.
And it'd be nothing cooler than going out on a hunt and you shoot like 5 or 6 shells. Like, yeah, it's all fine and dandy. You burn through boxes. Like, yeah, it's great. Yeah, I shot so much. Yeah. How much shit did you hit? Not a lot.
Yeah.
Like I've done hunts where like literally it's been 1 shot per bird. And then, like, that is what tickles my fucking special spot.
I think you're touching on a bigger subject there, Damien. And I'm going to make the pre-statement that if I offend you about what I'm about to say,
We don't care.
I don't, well, it's not that I don't care. It's just maybe it's deserved, but I'm not pointing
it
this
needs
at anybody.
to be said. It needs to
Still
be
don't
said.
care.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people who have 1, 2, a couple years experience pretending to be expert hunters out there these days. And they're portraying that this image of themselves. And it's kind of one of those fake it till you make it scenarios.
Mhm.
You know what? Go to the coffee shop, listen to that old guy that's been hunting for 20 years that knows more than any of us, right? Listen to all this stuff. But these guys are just fucking faking it till they make it and try and get like, I want this pro staff and this, and I want that. And I want, like, slow down, guys. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, very good point, Dave. I got two things. One thing, I think, because we all knew him, and I think we should just make a point that Mr. Ron Moutry from the Go Hunt Birds crew had passed away there just before Christmas. I'm a little bit embarrassed that it's taken this long for me to realize that I should bring up his name on the podcast. So Mr. Ron Moutry, rest in peace. Shared the blind with him a ton of times. Great man. Good stories. Rest in peace. Thinking about his family and all his hunting buddies up in the Ottawa Valley. And I know you're all hurting, missing them. So we just wanted to give a little shout out to the Moutry family. There, that's the little drinky pooter, Ronnie.
Empty.
Or Jasper, or Jaspers, I used to call them. And that's an inside joke. But
if
now
I wasn't inside, I'd be having a cigar to Ron.
Yeah. So now, with what you were talking about, Dave,
I wasn't done.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think you're going to hit on what I think you're going to hit on what I was
go
about
for
to
it,
say.
buddy. Go for it. I talk too much as it is.
I just think that there's also some companies out there that will recognize this and throw a deal and throw some help to people. And then these people are turning it around and, like, I don't know, I'm still young, but my day and age, if someone threw you help or something, I'm not going to take that and be like, oh shit, well, this thing is worth way more than I got into it. I should sell it and go, respect the people that are doing this stuff too. Show some respect. Is that fair to say without being too blunt about it?
No, it is. And I think you could even be a little bit more blunt. So here's my issue. So, and I'll use you guys as an example, and I'll point out certain cases, right? So, Vortex Canada, they were going to sponsor us. I remember talking to Mark, and Mark going, I don't care if they give me anything. I'm going to buy their stuff anyways, because that's what I use. I use Vortex gear. I've always used Vortex glass. If they sponsor us, great. But I don't need a pile of stuff because I already have a pile of stuff. And I'm going to buy their stuff anyways. You talk about you, Dave, like First Light, New Canoe, all of the things that the brands that you've been behind for years. And it's brand loyal, it's loyalty. You believe in the product, you believe in the customer service, you make a relationship and you stick with them. You don't fucking ditch them the minute that there's something new and shinier right around the corner. Philly, look at you with Dixie Decoys and Siberian coolers and Benel. Like, you don't get nothing from these guys, but yet you're still supporting them. You still do take pictures. You still send them stuff. Like,
I was pumping the shit out of those products years ago. Do it today, and I'll be continuing to do it. Do you know why?
Absolutely.
Like you said, you believe in something.
Yeah.
Like,
listen,
I don't need handouts. Like I already love your stuff. That's why I use it. That's why I pump the shit out of it, because you make a solid product, and I'll pump the shit out of it on my own because I believe in it. And you want to use one of my photos here and there, throw me a little tag. It's not like, that's a win for me. And like, I had this conversation with the representative recently, and like, I was, there was a lot more I wanted to say during that conversation, but it's like, I was approached by a company to do some work, and I am doing work with said company, but it's like, it was brought up, like, you don't have the huge following and this and that, and like, that's fine. Like, I keep my clothes on, I don't wave my dirty bits on Instagram, I don't pay for followers, this and that, but I run the camera for me. I do it for me. I don't do it for thousands and thousands and thousands of followers, whether you get them organically or you pay for them. I do it for me. And that's why I run the camera and shoot the camera and do the photos, because I enjoy doing it. I don't do it for attention. I don't need all this big spotlight on me. You want to follow me? That's cool. That's great. Share some of my photos. This and that. That's awesome. I just do this for me because I enjoy it. I don't do it for the masses.
Oh, absolutely, buddy. I remember when Dave, I don't know if you remember, but I remember a conversation that we were having with someone, and it revolved around Challenger ammunition. We had just said that we were going to start using Challenger ammunition, and we were going to be part of their team, right? And this guy had said to us, "Man, you must be getting some wicked deal on ammo." And I'm like, "Well, not really." I'm like, "We save a few bucks on a case, but like it's nothing crazy." And they're like, "Oh, whatever. You guys wouldn't be doing it if you weren't getting free ammo." I'm like, "Dude, anybody can get a deal on ammo. Just reach out to an ammo company, whatever ammo company you want. If you've got a social media presence and if you can sell yourself, any ammo company, reach out to them and they'll give you a deal on ammo. It might not be half off, but they'll cut you a little bit of a deal." When it come to Challenger, they approached us and said, "We want to work with you. We want to grow. We want you to grow and we want to grow." And I was like, "Well, then that's what we want. Well, we just want ammo that works. I don't care about the deal, because the deal doesn't matter. Like the 10 or 15 bucks that I'm saving on a case, like that doesn't like fellas got to get over this." And I think there's a lot of fellas out there and girls, even more so the ladies lately, because I find they've been upping their game pretty good. But I don't think anybody cares about the deal. It's the fact that they can have that little title on their social media. I think that's what they're after now, because I think they think it legitimizes them. I'm a pro staff for X company, and pro staff, all those pro staff positions are going to be gone in 2 years anyways. That's not even going to exist. I don't understand it. I don't like, listen, I like to get a deal as much as anybody else, but I'm not going to sell my fucking soul for a 15% off code.
So I remember that conversation because I still remember when you said, or no, maybe I said it to them. I said, "Well, you got the Cabela's flyer?" "Yep." "Well, if you look there, Challenger's on sale there, and that's a better price than what we get it for."
Yeah.
We got called a liar, and I have never seen Damien so mad.
Yeah.
"I'm not a fucking liar."
Yeah.
That was, I still remember that. Like,
yeah.
No, it's not yeah.
Anyways, we went off on a tangent like we normally do, but I think that the point that we're saying, listen, have some loyalty, and don't bite the hand that feeds you, especially if a company is going out of their way to help you out. Don't turn around and slap them in the face, Mark.
The Challenger number 2s worked really well this year.
The number 4s,
I love
buddy.
them on geese, and I love them on ducks.
Yeah. Out of my guns, that's what's shooting the best is the number 4s. I haven't had a great deal of success with the BB, but the number 4, lights out, man.
So, considering this is the first episode of 2022,
ooh, yeah,
going forward for this year, because we really haven't discussed this for this episode, and I feel this is a viable topic. Going forward for the 2022-23 season, I do the tree Newfie accent. What are guys buying this fall? What are you trying out? Some new gear, new equipment? What's coming down the pipe, guys?
I just want to point out,
summer
2022, First Light's releasing their waterfowl line. I know that was hinted at in episode like 15 when First Light came on again. Yeah. And I really think that they might be coming back, or they should come back. I'm not saying they might. I think they should come back on and talk more about it now that it's released.
Yeah.
So,
But what are we buying this year, guys?
So I tell you what, and I've been putting it off. I really want something that'll add some motion on the water. So I got my lucky duck, right? I really want something that's, so not the quiver magnet, but something that's going to add some movement on water. And I don't know what, a pulsator or a flapper or something, something that'll get that. And one of my biggest pet peeves is rigging, Texas rigs. Fellas, I know there's some good stuff out there, and I've sort of cheated out, and I was like, nah, I don't want to spend that much money on rigging. I'm going to go with this, and I haven't been happy. So it's my own fault because I've seen good rigging and I've chosen to take a cheaper route. But yeah.
Have you seen the Lifetime Decoys jerk rig?
No.
So it's a bit different. Whereas normal jerk rig systems you'll get on the line itself, it has where you're going to hook your decoy, right? So it'll have a clip there.
Yeah.
So what Lifetime did is they did it. It's just a big long, think of like a clothesline. It's just a big long clothesline with a bunch of swivels on it. Right. And then the actual clips are on your decoy. And it's just like it's just a short version of a long line clip. And you clip it onto the line and you can put that. So now you can put your bird wherever you want on that line. They work slick. They are really an awesome little rig.
It's interesting.
And then they're the Lifetime rigs, just rigs for regular rigs. Yeah, pretty slick as well.
Yeah.
Now, I also want to point out that I was pumping up the Lifetime Decoys and how I love them for kayak hunting because they're super light. Like I forget the actual weight savings there. And someone looked at me and said, well, why don't you just lose some fucking weight? Whoa, good one. Whoa, he's a good friend, so it was funny, but
that's
taken. Taken.
That's a fucking Spartan kick. That's what that is.
Ouch.
Jesus.
I laughed. Right.
That's a Spartan kick.
I think for me for next season, there might be another 28 gauge down the pipe.
You know what? I'm putting money away now, and I'm going to get a 28 gauge, and Veerman, are going to go out and do a 28 gauge hunt.
But speaking on top of that, between the 28 gauge,
going to hold hands too.
Sorry, maybe. Cool.
Don't fucking jealous?
No, right? not in the slightest.
I do believe there might be a small water boat in the works.
Oh,
if someone were to look over David Palmer's right shoulder, might get myself a new canoe. We know how fond I am of my small water, and shooting a 28 out of a little plastic boat. That's right. That's in my zone.
You gonna put a little mud motor on it?
No.
A little 7-horse?
No, it's extra fucking weight.
I am looking into upgrading my Mud Buddy right now.
Are you? You gonna get reversed?
Just nitrous.
$2,500 US.
Nitrous.
I'm gonna go with. I am currently exploring the option of a HDR for a 40 HDR, so I'll sell mine, and then shut up. So I'll probably do that, but I'm not buying it. I'd like to buy a new gun. I'd like to join the cool kids and get like a sub gauge. But I'm going to be doing it. I'm planning a lot of travel next year, so I've got to save up. I'm doing PEI again next year. I'm doing Maryland next year, and then everywhere else in between. Also,
that's cool. But next year, what about this year?
What do you mean?
Like
I gotta save money for next year.
That's
I'm retired,
cool story, bro. Get yourself
I'm
a fucking
retired.
paper route.
I'm retired, dude. I don't have
yourself a paper route. Hey, you don't have sell firewood.
So I can sell it to you.
I cut my own.
I can actually fill your truck though.
Did any of you guys try number 6s this year for duck?
Yes,
I did not.
What'd
you think of it?
28.
It works pretty good, eh?
I shot a goose. I should have got photos, and I don't know why I didn't do it, but I shot a Canada with the 28 using steel 6s, and he was dead, not crippled, fucking dead before he hit the water.
DED dead.
DED dead.
If he's in your pattern, he's in your pattern.
Again, the 15-yard zone.
Mm-hmm.
After Frank came on the podcast and
Yeah.
was talking about like, oh, try number 6s. I got a flat of 6s and I tried them this year and I absolutely loved them.
Really?
They just
Pattern
work
density.
well.
I should have took a couple boxes off you and tried it.
You know
Absolute.
what? I'm coming up
pattern
soon.
density.
I will bring you a box for this fall.
Okay.
Because I bought enough ammo for all 4 months of the duck season, and I didn't get out for the 2 main ones. So
You've got
ammo.
access.
fuck. Yeah. Oh,
You
well.
could probably sell that for more than what you paid for,
I probably could, or I could give it to some friends to try.
or that.
Right.
Or
But
that.
yeah, like sheer
Boys.
pattern density, it kills.
Boys, we're getting up close to that 1 hour mark here.
So
Corey Baker doesn't like it when we're on too long.
we love you, Corey.
They had a nice little hunt today, eh?
Yeah, they did. They
Corey has a good hunt every hunt.
yeah.
Yeah.
Him and Andy Verco, like it's all about the work, right? It's all about the work that you put into defining them and right, and they obviously do it right. That's why they get their success, is because they put the work in, and right, as opposed to just showing up. Oh, this looks like a ducky area, and go show up and then just complain because there was no ducks there.
I've said this before, and I will say this again. I scout more than I hunt.
And this is where, like, I keep seeing it on the duck hunting. Last week, I'm pretty sure it was, okay, guys, I have a kayak and a gun. What do I need next for duck hunting?
Binos.
And I put
Ducks.
binoculars.
Yeah.
And then it started a whole train of thought. Like, everyone's just like, well, what do you mean? I said, well, you can kayak wherever the hell you want. If there's not a duck there, you're not going to bring a duck in with calls or a huge spread. But if you scout the day before with some good binoculars and you go out to the spot that had the ducks yesterday, there's a pretty good chance. So spend good money on your binoculars. And yeah, so then they started, well, what should I get? And what's the difference? And it was a good thread, but there you go, boys. That's, I don't know. We've said it before. Say it again. Get some binos.
Big time.
Anyway.
Awesome. Boys, thanks for coming on. Like I said, 3 weeks, it seemed like an eternity. It was good to have a break and recharge the batteries and not wear out our welcome with our guests. But to those that didn't hear, we did reach our 10,000th download of our podcast, which is a fucking huge deal for us. So we are still riding the coattails of the 10,000 download, and we're going to have some new Punisher swag coming out here real soon. Stickers, magnets, all that good stuff, all that swag that you've been asking for. Dave and I finally got off our butt and put something together. So and
there may be some new how-to videos coming out.
Yes, very good point.
So, yeah.
So some new content on the YouTube channel. 2022 will be a great year for us. Just like 2021, we grew so much, met so many amazing people that continue to come on the show and hang out. And it's cool that they come on the show, but then it's even cooler that they still talk to us after the show is over. That's what, you're like, oh, I wonder would that dude come on? And then he comes on and then he's, still messaging you after the show and just wanting to chat, right? So it means the world to us.
We didn't scare them away.
Yeah, we didn't scare them away. Exactly. Means the world to us. Thank you to everybody. We appreciate you. We appreciate you taking your time to listen to us and everything you're doing to support us. Big love to you all. We'll do a quick around the table and we'll sign off, and we'll see you again next week. Mark.
Well, boys, good seeing you. And seeing that I never got to tell you what I'm going to get in 2022. I'm going to tell you now.
We totally totally fucked
yeah,
them
yeah.
up.
Does it start with
completely,
still?
Completely.
Another chainsaw.
Yeah.
No. I don't need any more of those right now. But I'm going to get a new shotgun. And, well, I just need another 12 gauge.
Ooh.
I have a 20, by the way.
What are you going to do with the Maxis? Are you buying another Maxis?
I don't have a Maxis. I have a Versamax.
A Versamax, right.
I'm going to get a new charging handle for it.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea, seeing as you don't have one.
Yeah, so I'm going to get a new charging handle. And it's going to be my backup gun because it's a solid gun. It's been working reliably for years. And now that I heard about First Light coming out with the waterfowl gear, that's probably what I'm going to hook up with.
Big time.
A little bit of that stuff.
Hey, I know we're trying to do the round table here, but this industry, the duck hunting industry, I've been thinking about it lately. It probably has some of the most collectability of any other activity. Like you look at people collect guns, they collect duck decoys, they collect calls, they collect some old waterfowl gear, they collect old shell boxes and stuff.
Yeah,
like they collect ducks.
They collect ducks. Like what other industry? Taxidermy, yeah. What other? All right, if you're on YouTube, comment down below what you collect, or tell us some other thing that collects more than duck hunting. Anyway, just wanted to go on that tangent.
Bobby Hayes have said it a bunch of times that it is the most intimate relationship of all of the hunting is ducks, because deer, bear, elk, all that stuff, it's a one-time deal, right? You shoot your animal and then that's it for the season. The ducks, you're constantly trying to get out at them and stuff. It is the most intimate and therefore the best. Fight me.
That almost bit you last time you said that.
Yeah, I know.
Hey.
Yeah,
that was Die Hard's a Christmas movie.
Yeah, Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. I don't give a fuck what. Yeah.
You're not.
Damien says on
don't
Facebook.
Don't knock your credibility down anymore by continuing on this tangent.
Yeah. Philly.
Well, yeah, said going forward to 2022, expect, beyond ecstatic to being on this show, and like I said, we're 77 episodes in now, and hoping for another 77, hoping for another amazing year. There's a ton of things I want to do, ton of things I want to improve on, shit ton more money I want to spend. Don't tell my wife, please. But yeah, like looking forward to another amazing year, and hoping to get to hunt with all you guys. Maybe David this time. Maybe if,
one day.
maybe if Ryan's out this way, like it would be nice, get the 5 of us yahoos together. But yeah, hoping just for another great year, great season. Looking forward to what's coming ahead.
Dave.
Yeah, guys. Welcome to 2022. Hopefully everything's great. Hopefully everyone likes those new drawings we had done up. Greg Taylor.
Yeah.
Cool.
Excellent work, buddy. You should have been a tattoo artist, not a butcher, but whatever.
Yeah.
And heal up, buddy. Hopefully everything's good for you.
Yeah, big time. Yeah. Everybody, thank you so much. Like I said, we appreciate you taking the time to listen, whatever it is that you're doing while you listen. We really appreciate it. Again, got to start it off. New year, episode 77. We do not pretend to be experts. As you can tell, we're just a bunch of yahoos that love one another's company, and we love talking about bird hunting. Sometimes we're opinionated, sometimes we're not. But
fight me.
Bite me, yeah. Big time.
Fight me, I said.
Oh, fight me. Oh, I thought you said bite me. Listen, we are as advertised. We are just some regular schmoes that just love duck hunting, and we love the fact that you come in every week and listen to us ramble on what we think. So big love to everybody. Episode 77 in Union 0430. Thanks so much. Until next week, big love.